What's going on, Yankee Nation? Welcome to the Sports Jedi Network edition of the Bronx Bombers Strike Back podcast. I'm the host, the Don of the Watch Along, BX Sports Jedi Kev. Christmas may be over, but the New York Yankees continue to booster their team in 2024 season. They made a deal right here on the 26th of December. They're adding Cody Morris. Cody Morris for Estevan Florial. The Yankees will send Estevan Florial and to the Guardians in return for Cody Morris. I'm going to react to it right now. I looked at this trade earlier. Listen, let's face it. Estevan Florial was not going to make this team. The Yankees have a stockpile of outfielders. I wish this was last season when we needed outfielders, but that's a story for another day. So the Yankees get Morris. I believe, well, of course, look at his numbers. Morris is a 6.75 ERA and 6 relief appearances last season, and overall 3.41 ERA. What does this mean? What does that say? The Yankees are just adding more pitching relief help. Morris will have options to be sent back down to the minor league system. They could bring him up as a spot starter. They need pitching depth. I know this team is far from finishing their roster in 2024, but it's always good to have those just in case arms. Listen, if Morris is something that they rely on, then the New York Yankees season is in trouble. This guy is going to come up hopefully, knock on wood, if a pitcher needs a dead arm situation where they're going to put on the IL, Morris will get a spot start, come out from long relief, double header situation. He's going to have options. A right-hander, you're going to reunite him with Matt Blake. I believe he was under Matt Blake's tutelage with the Guardians. Maybe you got something where Morris could help out. Maybe the Yankees could unlock something there. But here's the one thing that I took out of this: the Yankees and the Guardians, Cashman and Chernoff are speaking. They're having conversations, and I know we mentioned it before on our podcast with Chris the Flash talking about Shane Beaver. The move could still be made, because both general managers are having conversations, made a deal. Could there be another deal between the Guardians and the Yankees for a Shane Beaver, possibly? But I don't know if that was the case. I'm not saying we were going to get Shane Beaver for Esteban Florio before everyone goes, no, no, no. You also have Everson Pereira. You have Peraza. You have names that you could start in that, Spencer Jones, Ben Rice. We know the names of the Yankee farm system. I don't think those top-notch players are going to take what's going to take to get a Shane Beaver, because he's going to be hitting free agency next year. But they're talking. Maybe they had conversations there. But now that Esteban Florio is heading to the Guardians, adding depth for them in the roster for the Guardians, do they make another deal? We got Gonzalez. We claim Gonzalez from the Guardians as well. The Guardians looking for some help. Their issue, they need hitting. They need controllable hitting for the Guardians here with a new manager, Marino Francona no longer being there. Chernoff, a lot of speculation that the Mets were interested making him general manager and so forth. Personally, that's the general manager I would have loved the Yankees to bring in for Brian Cashman. If the Yankees were going to move from Brian Cashman, would have been a Chernoff, bring him back home to New York. He has a lot of New York ties. Those that know about that, his father used to run WFAN, Mark Chernoff, and we would have loved him to come back to the metropolitan New York area, who gets the area. But that's a conversation for a different opportunity and different time. I'm talking about today's trade. And if you're looking at this, you could look at it in two folds, Yankee fans. You could look at it as Guardians are having a conversation with the Yankees. They're talking. Maybe names get exchanged. Maybe a blockbuster move. Maybe they want to incorporate a third team, a la the Marlins. Maybe Gleyber. There's always that Gleyber Torres carrot being dangled. Peraza. The White Sox. Although I don't know if the White Sox and the Guardians division rivals. Although we saw the Yankees and the Red Sox make a deal, anything is possible. Where of course we have Dylan Cease, or even something major with four teams. Rare we see the four team swaps in Major League Baseball, but I'm trying to think outside the box, because it's easier to sit there, go on to MLB the show and make these trade scenarios. No, let's think outside the box, fans. Let's think about a little bit outside the box with some sense, not a little bit delusional as well. Maybe there's a four teams, which is rarely done, where pitchers get moved around some way somehow. Dylan Cease ends up with the New York Yankees. Where White Sox get some young players, some pitching prospects made from the Marlins. The Marlins get the Gleyber Torres. Guardians send something down to Miami as well. Something along those lines where you could get some interactive parts there. I guess again, I don't got the full details on that, but I'm just being creative, just to have that conversation, about a possible move here. But the good thing is that the Guardians and the Yankees are speaking. Now, here's the other side of the negative part of it. So maybe they made a move. If they really want an outfield help, why not get why not get Everson Pereira? Maybe Florial has a bigger ceiling for the Guardians. If he doesn't work out, they designate and they move on. Maybe that's something they see there, and more. And they wanted to get rid of Morris, and that's where they went as well. But we shall see how that moves there. I like that we're getting pitching depth. Again, this is like a number 7 starter, long reliever, back and forth. Remember, a couple years ago, and I'm not saying this guy is going to be this again. Remember, we were trying to get a pitcher who was middle reliever, middle of the pack, long reliever, could be a spot starter, and his name was Nestor Cortez. And look how phenomenal he turned out for the Yankees. I'm not saying that he's going to turn into Nestor Cortez and give us an all-star appearance for Morris. I'm not delusional, but I hope maybe there's something they could unlock where he's a feel-good story in 2024. He'll give you that Aaron Small maneuver for the Yankees, where someone goes down, here he comes. He comes in there and steps in and helps the Yankees tread water in a season where they had a surmountable lead in the American League East, and then they faltered a little bit because of some injuries. Hopefully not. I'm just putting that out there. Hopefully he's not in the universe, but I'm bringing that scenario out where they bring him up and he gives you like some good quality, like 5 to 6 quality starts before pitching gets healthy, and then you put him in the bullpen, and you know what you're going to get from him in that the pen middle relief come in there, and especially the way Boone likes to go to that bullpen so early, and it gives you that 6th to 7th inning gap, that bridge, or 5. He comes in, with 1 out in the 5th inning, and he gets you to that 6th inning. That kind of thing. I'm looking at that move there for Morris while the Yankees bought in. So right now, as we sit here, I'm not gonna get. It's nothing to get too excited or not to be Debbie Downer, because Estevan Florial did not have options for the New York Yankees. Also, I know you say we need a true center fielder. Florial was a center fielder by trade, but let's face it, there's a plethora, a logjam now in outfielders from AAA even down to AA now, and you can only protect X amount in the 40-man roster. So you got something that you could use in 2024 for Florida. So all in all, it's a good move. I hate to say it. I wish the kid would have panned out for the New York Yankees. A left-handed bat with some speed, center fielder. You don't, especially last year and the years before when they really needed a lefty bat, and we ended up getting Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo is a good defensive player, but my point is, man, we had something in our system that didn't develop, didn't flourish, for whoever fault it is. Yankees lack of developing the player, or the player not taking the ability to take the opportunity and the range and run with it. I know a lot of people say that Florio didn't have enough of a sample size, or wasn't given that exact the amount of space that he needed to grow in the major league level. Yeah, I agree with some of that, but also he didn't really show much. There was talked about a lot of speed from Florio. I don't know if he was told not to run on the pads. They didn't show. It wasn't impressive. He looked like a quadruple A player for the New York Yankees when he was called up. Fair and unfair, but we move on from Esteban Florial. Good job on him, in my opinion, to sticking in the major league and getting traded to a team that needs that outfield depth. I know for him, I think he's going to do well with the Guardians. Does he make the team? I think he does make the team out of spring training for Florial, and I think he'll be a starting outfielder for the Guardians. But then we'll wait at the end of the year if he's going to be a major leaguer. Maybe with again, like Jordan Montgomery says, the pinstripes are very heavy. And if that's the case, good luck to you, Esteban. Work your butt off. Don't hurt us when you come to the Bronx, at the bat or with your glove. But we wish you success all up and down the Major League Club in that 2024 season. Latch on, vive tu sueño, live your dream. For Esteban Florial, once a Yankee, always a Yankee. But it was a pleasure seeing him in the minor league system. I wish he would have developed. That's what it is. So we're gonna see what Morris does. We'll see what other moves Cashman is going to do. There's going to be more moves, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the first of many of the reaction videos. Don't get alarmed if it's just minor league pieces or little intricate pieces. Remember, you gotta do the small things to build a club. Also, there is a luxury tax that they want to stay down. They want to go over the luxury tax for certain players, like a hater, maybe a pitching prospect, or pitcher that they're going to extend, like a Corbin Burns. We spoke about that. They're at the 287 threshold on that luxury tax. I think they'll go over that 300. Remember, they still got to sign players to arbitration. That's going to raise also the Yankee total. So, and spending. So there's going to be a lot of moves here, but I just wanted to react about that move that right off of Christmas the Yankees made under the radar. I think it's a good move, guys. I think it's going to be a real good move because you can never have enough arms. Never could have enough arms. Major league ready arm. Regardless of the fact that he has a 6 ERA last season and a 3 overall, is still a major league arm who maybe with some tweaks with Brad Blake, with different approach or different. You go in there, you put him in a room with some good pitchers, and maybe they see something, develop a new pitch. Whatever the case is, I think it's a good sign for the New York Yankees. So, with that said, thank you for joining me here. I am BX Sports Jedi Kev from the Bronx Bombers Strike Back from the Sports Jedi Network. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, check out Chris the Flash at Flash Sports. Also, one of my partners here on the Yankee Creators, the Bronx Muchachos. They're going to join us pretty soon. We're going to do some collaboration as well. So it's a fun time if you're a Yankee fan, because Yankee fans unite, because we got Juan Soto. Peace out.